Hi, my name is Daniel and this is my 1999 Mazda MX-5. So I actually bought the car a couple weeks ago now. I've been driving it and it is just amazing to drive. It's pretty much entirely stock other than a small sports muffler that the previous owner put on, and I put in some Apple CarPlay myself. Today I bought some things I'm going to put on it. So we have got some LED headlights to go in and a small little tow strap. So we're going to be starting off with the tow strap. We're going to be putting it on the front of the car. So it's going to be going on the front of the car right here where this hook actually is. It's going to bolt into where the hook is bolted in from. So the hook bolts in right up the back there. There's just a couple bolts that I kind of hold that hook in. So to actually get to it, I'm going to jack up the car, take the wheel off, and then I can access it from the back side here. So I can actually access it from behind here. I'll take off that panel and it should make it a whole lot easier to get to. All right, so we've got the wheel off, which now gives us access to the back section that I was talking about. So now I just need to undo all these ones, get that piece off, and then I should have pretty much full access to those bolts. All right, so I've tried for a couple minutes to try get some of these bolts out, and they are not really liking any of my screwdrivers currently. So what I'm thinking is I might have to go just straight from the bottom. There's still enough clearance that I can hopefully get in there with a little socket set and loosen it off. But I don't want to wear these bolts too much because, as you can see, that's what it looks like after I've had to go at it. That's what it's meant to look like. So these bolts are wearing on the screwdriver, so I think I need a different bit for it. So I'm going to see if I can go straight from the bottom. You can kind of see in here, those are the bolts I'm trying to get. And from the bottom, you can kind of see them just there. So those are the little bolts I got to get. There's 3 of them in there. So I'm going to see if I can just get them, leaving that extra piece on. So you can see that back bolt there is already nice and loose. So I'm just going to try and loosen the other 2 now and see how I go. Okay, so I wasn't really able to film much just because I really struggled to find some room to get in there to get the socket set in and actually loosen it off, but I have loosened it off. This was what was in there before with its 3 little bolts that I had clipped in, and those bolts were basically clipped in underneath there. So what I had to do was come from the underside of the car through this little gap up there. And that's pretty much how I was able to access the underside of the car and undo those bolts. So I'm just tightening the strap in now and then it should be all done. So this bolt I'm putting it in now was the front right bolt, and it was just a little bit easier because I can actually come into it from the front of the car here, as you'll see. So yeah, there we go. And we can see she's in there, nice and tight onto that bolt. And that's how it looks from the front of the car. Okay, so I put 1 LED in so far and already the difference is insane. So on the left we have our LED, on the right we have our halogen. So if I lower the brightness a bit, you can already see that difference is crazy. Like instantly it's way clearer, and I haven't even cleaned the headlights yet. So taking it off is pretty simple. The first thing is you just gotta pinch off the little clamps at the side to undo the actual strap onto it. Then it's just a rubber bolt, and then it's a little clip holding it in. So to start, there's a little clip either side of that. Okay, so I've got the little rubber seal off. So it's pretty much just this little thing was sat right on the outside of it. And then this was clipped into the back of the light, which just slipped in. So this also similar. It has a cool little harness spring thing that that holds it in place. So this just flicks in like that and clips in. And that clip pretty much just holds it in place for the whole time. So now I've got my LED light right here. So I'm gonna put that LED light in, put the little spring over it, put the rubber over it, plug it in, and then it should be all good. Okay, so you can't see too much from this angle, but to start off, I'm just gonna put the light in. So you can see this has a bit of a triangle formation, so this sits the gap on the bottom, those three like that. Nicely in place, just there, the spring's locked in. And then I pretty much just press that in from all sides. Before I lose my little torch. Sweet. And then lastly, that fuse is gonna clip onto those three little points. Okay, so that took way too long to get that last one back in. It was really awkward trying to line it up in the dark because it's nighttime now, and I just had to get the kind of torch right on where I needed to line up with it and just get them all on at the same time, but got there eventually. That's all clipped in. As you can see, that is all done down there. Alright, so those are the normal lights. I'm now going to try my new full lights. Alright, and yeah, those are my new high beams.